In this video, we're building a rustic farmhouse dining table using a table base kit and 5/4 lumber from Osborne. Stay tuned for a full tutorial. For this table, we chose to use the Old World Dining Table Legs Part 1122 from Osborne. These legs are 3.5 inches wide and available in multiple wood species, and they can be added to a table base kit just like our other legs. You'll notice as we assemble the table base kit, this is a square breakfast sized table, but this can be adjusted in our table base builder depending on your project preferences. If you're interested in a full tutorial on how to assemble a table base kit, you can reference the video above. Moving on to the tabletop, we chose to go with hickory for the wood species just to contrast nicely with the pine table base kit. We are using the 5/4 project lumber from Osborne for this tabletop, so I will need to mill it down to its final thickness since it is slightly oversized. This will be a 30 inch by 30 inch tabletop, so I'll start by cutting 5 boards to length at 30 inches using a miter saw. Once the lumber is cut to length, I'll run it through my benchtop planer to bring it down to a 1 inch thick board. You can adjust these dimensions depending on your project, but normally a 1 inch thick tabletop is a good starting point. Now that the lumber is milled to the correct size, I need to get an idea of the orientation of the boards. I'll start by looking at each face and figuring out which look I like the best. I like to mark each board with a pencil just to make sure I have them in the correct orientation during the glue up. Before I assemble the tabletop, I wanted to add a round over between each seam to give it that traditional plank table look. This will add a noticeable seam in between each board instead of having a solid tabletop look. If you wish to add this to your tabletop, you can use a hand router or a table router depending on what you have available. I decided to use wood dowels to help with alignment during the glue up process, so I'll start by laying out the marks using a straight edge on the back side of the tabletop. A doweling jig is a great tool for drilling a precise hole for wooden dowels. Most tools have a center mark that allow you to line them up on your created mark, making it easy to drill perfect holes. I chose to add 4 dowels based on the size of my tabletop, but this may need to be adjusted depending on yours. To assemble the tabletop, add some wood glue to the pre-drilled dowel holes and add a wooden dowel in between each board. These can be tapped into place slightly using a hammer, just make sure to avoid using too much force as they can break. Once the dowels are inserted, we can add some wood glue in between each seam, making sure to avoid excessive glue squeeze out. Since these will have a large ridge in the middle of each plank, you'll want to remove as much glue squeeze out as possible before it dries, as it will be difficult to sand. Once each board is attached, you can add some wood clamps and allow the tabletop to dry. While the tabletop is drying, we can add a quick coat of white paint to the table base that will act as our base coat for our glaze. To make this table look a little bit more rustic, we're going to add a decorative wood glaze to the table base. I'll start by scuffing up some of the edges and surfaces using some sandpaper, just making sure that these scuffs are not too uniform in certain areas. This will allow the wood glaze to soak into these areas a little darker and highlight some of the curves and features of the table legs. To apply the glaze, I can brush it on using a regular brush, making sure to apply it to all of the areas evenly. The idea is to apply a thick coat of glaze, then buff it off using a clean rag, exposing the white paint underneath. The longer this glaze sits on the surface, the harder it is to buff off, so you may need to work in sections depending on how big your table is. I can repeat this process for the rest of the table base, making sure to keep the finish even as best as I can. One reason we chose pine for the table base is because the knots will naturally expose through the paint. Since this is a rustic table base, that is the expected outcome. However, if you're looking for a clean paint job on your table base kit, pine is probably not the best wood species to choose. You can view the link above and check out all of the wood species available at Osborne and figure out which one is best for your project. To finish the tabletop, we're just going to apply a very simple wood stain to contrast nicely with the table base. I'll start by sanding the top side to 150 grit to give it a nice smooth finish. If there are any imperfections in the wood, now is the time to fill those before adding a coat of finish. Since we chose hickory for the wood species, I chose a finish that was just going to bring out the natural warm tones of the wood. I'll apply this gel stain to the top and bottom of the tabletop, making sure that each seam has proper coverage. Once the wood stain is fully cured, I will make sure to add a polyurethane finish over the top since this will be a heavy use table. To finish up this project, I can place the table base on the bottom side of the tabletop, making sure that it's centered with the proper overhang. Then we can attach the table base to the tabletop using the pre-drilled pocket holes and a wood screw. Now that our table is complete, we can flip it over and take a closer look. Thank you for joining me for this video. If you're interested in any of the parts that we used in this build, you can check them out in the description below. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time in the Builder Studio.